And it's a toy. Okay, now we gotta get it back.
Aww. He's got his head up all proud.
He's so proud. He's a retriever. Hey guys, welcome back to Dog Guide, a guide to a guide dog. I'm Swayze, and that Snugglepuss is Buttons. So today we're doing the big test to determine which one of the puppies will be my next service dog. So this is called the Volhard Dog Personality Test. I'll link to it down below so you guys can all go look it up and read it if you would like. There are about 10 different tests that you run on the puppies to see what type of personality they have. Are they more dominant? Are they more submissive? Are they somewhere in the middle? So the goal of all of these tests is actually to find a puppy that's somewhere in the middle. You don't want one that is too dominant, and you don't want one that is too submissive and shy. So there are a few rules to start the test with. You have to be a stranger to the puppies. If you were the breeder doing this test, they'd pretty much do anything you want because they know who you are, they're comfortable with you. It's very different. And you want to be separated from all of the other puppies so that it's there doing it by itself, so you don't have all of them together trying to go crazy. There are so many things to discuss with each individual test, so let's just jump right in. Before we do, don't forget to like and subscribe down below so you can see more content and the big reveal at the end. For the first test, we have social attraction. This is where I call the puppy to me while we're in the room to see if it comes and how it does so. The puppy can score on a scale of 1 to 6, starting at come readily but jumped and bit, come readily, it pawed and licked, come readily with tail up, come readily with tail down, come hesitantly, or didn't come at all. So I want to say we didn't test Tiny. They actually had recently found a cyst on her neck. So she had just had that drained, and so she wasn't feeling too great. But now we know why the name Tiny fits so well. They're taking great care of her and she is growing again, so that's great news. But because of her health problems, I didn't really want to bother testing her to see if she would be a good service dog, just in case. Also, we're not testing the boy because the breeder's gonna keep him, and I didn't really want a boy. They tend to get so much bigger, and having a dog that is 55 to 60 pounds is going to be a huge difference to my 5-pound dog that I currently have. So I didn't want to get one that could potentially get up to 100 pounds. So we didn't test them, but we still love them. They are so adorable, and I hope they find some great homes. For the next test, we have following. This is pretty simple. It's basically just the willingness of the puppy to follow a person. Good job. Good job. Okay.
For this, you have everything from following but getting underfoot and biting, all the way to didn't follow or went away.
You good?
Come on. And back around. Come on. Good girl. Very good girl. Yes, you are.
So this test is elevation dominance. It's simply cradling the puppy in your arm for about 10 seconds to see how they react.
Oh, look at that. No reaction at all. Not even a little struggle. In fact, your tail is wagging. Oh, stop being my favorite.
This is to test the degree of accepting dominance while in a position of no control.
Here we go. Flip it over. Flip. Oh, no struggle. It's okay. It's okay. Oh, lots of struggles. It's okay. It's okay. Oh, so many struggles. So many struggles.
Definitely not okay. Definitely not
no-go.
okay.
That's a no-go. Okay, so then just flip it over. Oh, I know. Struggles. It's okay. Yeah, that's what you're looking for.
For this one, even though we weren't testing Tiny or the boy, I did them anyways because they're so cute, and why not cuddle an extra puppy just cause?
Oh, there. Oh,
Nope.
oh, there we go. That's okay. That's okay. Yeah. So of the 10 tests, we weren't actually able to do all of them. Some of that was because of restraint of where we were located, but also because of their being used to certain things already happening to them. We were covered by umbrellas for the heat and rain at all times, so they were already used to the stability test where you open an umbrella in front of them. They know that noise, they know that object, they weren't scared of it. So we skipped over that one. So because we skipped some of the tests, we actually did make up one of our own. This one I call Restraint Dangling. We pick up a puppy and then dangle it from its hips, just over the ground a little bit to see how they handle it. The outcome is very similar to the elevation dominance and the restraint on the ground. They can score anywhere from struggle fiercely all the way to no struggle and avoided eye contact. As you can see, none of them didn't struggle at all. I mean, I don't blame them. It's a little weird and a little awkward and probably uncomfortable. For the next test, we have restraint. This one, we basically were trying to hold the puppy on its back for about 10 seconds to see how it would respond.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
The restraint test shows a degree of dominant or submissive tendency and ease of handling in difficult situations.
6, 7, 8, 9.
Wow.
Good job! Good boy!
As you can imagine, this should be a little awkward for the puppies and maybe not so comfortable. So they could have everything from struggle and flailed and bit to no struggle but avoided eye contact.
6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, okay.
So after you hold the puppy on its back, you want to do what they call social dominance. Very simple, you just kneel next to the puppy, not over it, so you're not showing any actual signs of dominance, but then you pet it from head to toe to show it that you are there and that you're touching it. For the purple girl, at first it seems like she's being perfect, but then you start noticing that she's biting my hair a little bit. The whole point of this is to see how it reacts. Does it forgive you for just having put it on its back? Does it ignore you? Or is it happy that you're there with it, petting it? For the pink girl, you notice how calm and quiet she is while I'm petting her. She does pay attention to me, but doesn't get too excited.
Oh, okay. Okay. Okay.
Next, we did sound sensitive. This one I did actually 2 different ways. The first test that I did with them was while they were in a huge group. So it wasn't actually 100% accurate, but it was still something to see how they react to a random, unknown noise.
And it's a toy! Okay, now
We also tested them while in the separated room, where we dropped a loud metal object behind them while they weren't paying attention to see how they would react to it. This is just to test how sensitive are they to loud noises. Because she's going to be out and about with me all places, I need her to be able to react properly when there's a loud noise. They can scale anywhere from ignored or showed no signs of interest to listened, located, and then ran up to it and barked at the sound. Now, after this test and all the ones that we've done so far, we started to notice that the yellow girl wasn't really doing that great on the storing. So instead of continuing on with her and doing the rest of the tests, we actually decided to stop testing her and move on to focusing just on the pink lady and the purple girl. I hate to say it, but that means the yellow girl was out of contention. While she is super sweet and adorable, I don't think she's the right puppy for me as a service dog. I know she will find a great home though, because she is still an adorable, lovely puppy. For this next test, we have retrieving. So this is pretty obvious. How willing is the dog to go and do something for me? So what you do is you get an object, you show them the object, and then you throw it in a direction knowing that they are watching you throw it, and see how they react. They can do everything from did not chase to chased object, picked it up and ran away with it. The example that I showed with the sound sensitive and the keys and the whole group, that's actually a great example of how the blue boy would have handled retrieving. You'll notice here that both the purple girl and pink lady both followed the keys. But because of the shape, we don't actually know if they would have brought the keys back. They spent most of the time just trying to figure out how to pick it up. So I'm trying not to hold that against them in the scoring. They both followed it, they both were interested. That's a big part too. So for this last test, we have touch sensitivity. This one is great to determine how sensitive they are when someone is touching them. Something you want to test out to make sure that they don't nip or have problems, because anybody could grab an ear or their tail, and you want to make sure that they react properly. As you can see, I hold their paw and I actually rub the webbing between their feet. I do this for 10 seconds on several of their paws to see how they would react. Their reactions could be didn't allow me to touch their paw, all the way to allowed me to touch their paws for 10 seconds and no reaction. So there you have it. We did all of the tests. As you can see, we dwindled it down to two of the girls, the pink lady and the purple girl. Which one will become the finalist and my service dog? I'm actually gonna make you wait until next episode. This one was so long, I'd hate for you to lose the reveal because it's 15 minutes in. So instead, please check back next week and I will reveal who is my new puppy. I can't wait to show you guys. I'm super excited. Don't forget to like and subscribe and tell me how excited you are to meet my new baby. It's only 7 days away. We're so close. But for now, please enjoy your moment of Z's.